Hey, welcome. So if you're getting into trading, there's one tool that is absolutely essential. It's basically your window into the market's soul. And yeah, we're talking about charts. But what in the world are they, and how do you even begin to read one? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
Okay, so instead of some boring, dry lecture, let's turn this into a mission. The source material gives us this little mini quiz, and our job is to find the answers together. You ready? Let's do this.
All right, first up on our list, what is a chart actually for? I mean, why do traders spend hours and hours just staring at these things? Let's find out. Next question. It turns out charts come in a few different styles, different flavors. Our mission is to be able to name at least one of them. And finally, the big one. Of all the different types of charts out there, which one is the most popular? Which one do most traders use? Okay, our mission is clear. Let's go hunt down some answers. So, to tackle that first question, we've got to start with the absolute basics. Before we can figure out what a chart is used for, we need to get clear on what a chart is, right? And here it is, the official textbook definition. A chart is a visual representation of price movement. Simple enough. It takes a bunch of raw numbers, like the price of something over time, and poof, turns them into a picture you can actually see and understand. But here's where it gets really cool. Don't think of it as just data. A better way to think about it is that a chart tells a story. It's like the biography of an asset's price, with all the drama, the highs, the lows, all laid out right in front of you. And that idea, the idea that a chart tells a story, leads us directly to the answer for our first quiz question. If it's a story, what are the key plot points we're looking for? What is it actually used for?
So here's the deal. Traders use charts to spot three main things: trends, reversals, and patterns. These are really the building blocks of reading any chart. Let's break them down real quick.
First up, trends. Think of this as the main plot, the big picture. Is the price generally heading up over time, or is it kind of heading down? The trend gives you the overall mood of the market. Next, we have reversals. Now, this is the plot twist in our story. It's that moment when an uptrend just runs out of steam and starts to head down, or when a downtrend finally hits bottom and starts to climb back up. Spotting these is absolutely key. And finally, patterns. These are just recognizable shapes that show up in the price movements. The whole idea is that these shapes have appeared before in history, and they might just offer us some clues about what could happen next. All right, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty for a second. The source material has this super simple activity, so you can actually try this out for yourself. So seriously, if you can, go ahead and do this right now. Open up your trading platform, pull up literally any chart, doesn't matter which one, and just ask yourself one simple question. Looking from left to right, is the price generally going up or is it going down? And that's it. I'm not kidding. If you can answer that simple question, then congratulations, you have officially read your first chart. You've identified the main trend. It's really that straightforward to get started. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's do a quick mission debrief. We figured out what a chart is, and we've already answered our first quiz question. But we're not done just yet. So mission objective 1 is totally complete. We now know what a chart is for, but what about those other two questions we had on our list? We still have this one to deal with? Remember, if a chart is a visual story, there are a few different ways to tell that story. The three main types you're going to see are line charts, bar charts, and candlestick charts. Each one shows the same information, just in a slightly different style. And that, of course, brings us to our final mission objective. Which one of these styles is the most popular? And the answer is the Japanese candlestick chart. Hands down. It just packs the most information into a really easy-to-see format, which is why it's the go-to for pretty much every trader out there. And with that, mission complete. But look, knowing what a chart is for is really just step one. The real adventure, the real fun, begins when you start to learn how to speak its language, the language of candlesticks and bars and lines. So the only question left is, what story are the charts going to tell you?